Is your bad attitude hurting your dealership? In this episode, we're going to keep it real and talk about things dealerships do to repel their customers, and it all comes down to attitude. Stay tuned, we have a lot to talk about in this episode of Down Payment.
Welcome to Down Payment, the podcast for used car dealers. Prepare to learn something new about the industry that keeps us moving.
Check out all our podcast content on our social media channels. We are at Down Payment Podcast on YouTube, Down Payment Podcast on Instagram, and Down Payment Pod on X. Welcome back, dealers. I have been visiting a lot of you recently. I've been out on the road visiting a lot of dealerships, and it has been a great experience. There's a lot of interesting dealerships doing interesting, innovative stuff. And it has been an absolute pleasure getting to meet new dealers and out in the community of dealers. It's been awesome. But there's a lot you can learn by visiting a lot of dealerships. And one of the things you can learn is a sense of who's having problems with their dealership and who's doing really well, even if they're a small dealership, big dealership, and everything in between. You kind of get a sense of attitudes. You could tell who's having problems, you could tell who's enjoying the industry and who is not. And it all comes down to attitude. And it starts from the top. And you have dealerships where you literally have everyone in that store pissed off when someone walks onto their lot. And when I've encountered this, I've seen something else concurrent with it. When I walk onto a dealership where they are mad that I have walked onto their lot, they have zero other customer traffic going on. Customers sense attitude. It's one of the big discriminating factors that helps a customer decide where they want to buy at. If the experience for a customer is that it only becomes friendly when they pull out their down payment and show how much cash they have on them, they know that friendliness is fake. If people are only friendly with them because of the money that they have, they know that's fake and they can see through it. Everyone can see through it. Attitudes are extremely detectable. They're extremely contagious. And if the dealer has a bad attitude, then the entire culture of that store has a bad attitude as well. And this can be really painful because, dealers, I understand. We've been there. Like, this is a tough industry. It is easy to have a bad attitude. But you have to be mindful of the fact that your attitude spreads, it's contagious, and your staff will adopt your bad attitude. If you have a bad attitude with them, they will have it with your customers. And your reputation is everything in this industry. It takes years to build a good, strong reputation with your customers and your community. And that reputation that you spent years of blood, sweat, and tears building can be destroyed in a matter of weeks, days, or even minutes. Your reputation can be destroyed very quickly. And when it's gone, it's probably gone forever. In this industry, we live and we die by the reputation that we build. And that reputation is more than just what your Google review score is. It is more than just what your recent reviews are. Your reputation is those series of ingrained experiences with your brand that your customers and the public has built over the period of time that you've been in business. And sometimes for some dealers, it becomes something that is their biggest asset and it powers their businesses. And for some dealers, they've built a bad reputation and they are running from that reputation for the entire length of time that they're in business. Your reputation is everything. Once it's destroyed, you may never recover it. And it's so tightly linked to attitude. And so I have one single piece of advice here. If things are so bad that you have a culture of bad attitude that you exude to the public, and your customers, do a store stand down. It is better to lose a day's sales than it is to keep operating with that attitude and culture that destroys your reputation. So pick a day, don't let any sales appointments get scheduled for it, and give everyone a day off. And make it clear that it is to reset, recover, find everyone's center, and come back with a good attitude. Because that lost day does not nearly cost you what bad attitudes do in this business. We've talked about public relations, we've talked about community relations, we've talked about the stigma of the used car industry in multiple episodes, but it all boils down to this attitude that we project to the public and to our customers. Make sure that you protect that, and you'll do well in this industry. With that, it's been another episode of Down Payment, the podcast for used car dealers. Check out our podcast on all our social media channels. We are at Down Payment Podcast on YouTube, Down Payment Podcast on Instagram, and Down Payment Pod on X.
Thank you for listening. Down Payment, the podcast for used car dealers, is a production of Meta Financial Services Incorporated.